man.
Hi, my name is Julie Boyce. I'm a student nurse practitioner with United States University, and I'm going to be doing your exam today. How are you?
Pretty well.
What's your name?
Xavier.
Nice to meet you, Xavier. I'm going to be recording this for the camera, so for my professor and other students to observe. It's going to be uploaded to YouTube, so I need your permission by saying, Xavier, I consent.
Xavier, consent. I consent.
Okay, thank you. Nice meeting you. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and begin the exam, but I'm going to wash my hands, okay? And anytime during the exam that you have any questions or you feel uncomfortable or you have any pain, please let me know, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to start out by observing your carotid arteries, but first I'm going to observe your neck. And I'm just going to be looking for any abnormalities of your neck. If I see any pulses jumping out at me with your carotid. Okay. All right, everything looks normal with that. So we're going to go ahead and begin the exam. If you turn your head to the left, right now I'm going to observe your external jugular. And usually we find your carotid in the internal jugular vein. So first I'm going to go ahead and palpate. And then after I get through palpating, and I'm going to come back and do the measurement of your jugular vein pressure, okay? If you turn back your head to the right. I'm feeling really good right there. So I'm going to come back to the left side of you, and that's where I'm going to start doing your measurement of your pressure of your carotid arteries. I can observe from your sternum notch that I can see your pulse is right there. So I'm going to lay you back a little bit more so we can look at this. I don't want to go back too far. About right there. Okay. So if you let's see. I can see it right there. So that's where I'll get my tape measure in a straight edge, and it'll be parallel to you. Go ahead and just kind of put it at 8 centimeters so it'll give me lock it in. And I go to where I see it right there. Then I measure that from the base. Normal is anywhere. It's hard to do it with this kind of. And yours is 1.5, and normal is anything. Anything under 3 centimeters is considered normal. Yours 1.5. Okay. So that completes the carotid area. Right now, we're going to go ahead and continue on with observing your cardio. So right now, I'm going to just observe the chest area, making sure that it's nothing is abnormal. I'm looking at him and just see that he is not having any problems. Are you having any chest pain anywhere?
No.
Not complaining of any chest pain. And I'm just checking to see if I can see his apical pulse, and if I can see any precordial pulses, which I don't see any. And I'm just checking to see if I can see anything jumping out at me with his pulse. And everything seems to be normal with that. So I'm going to go ahead now and just palpate your chest. I'm going to clean my hands again because we're going to make sure we keep on moving through what we got to do. And right now, I'm just going to palpate the chest, making sure that I don't feel any mass, any lumps. I don't see any abnormal lesions. Okay, and now I'm going to palpate for the PMI. Now I start at the second intercostal space to do that. Have to really feel for his. And then I'm going to go over to my the left second intercostal space. Start the right to the left. Then I'm going to go to find my mid-clavicular line. Then I'm going to come down to the third, fourth, and fifth. And at the same time, I'm just checking to make sure I don't feel any thrills, anything that feel irregular with him. And once I find my mid-clavicular line, just trying to find his, then I'm going to come down, and then I'm going to measure my feel for my PMI pulse, which would be right in there. And I can feel his. And if I couldn't feel his, then I could turn him on his left side and also palpate that way. So right now I'm going to observe for the aorta, abdominal aorta pulse. I'm just going to look and see if I can see his. And really I can. It's right in there. Now I'm going to palpate him. And I feel that it feels with no no thrills. And I didn't feel any abnormality with that. So right now I'm going to go ahead and listen to the heart sounds. And I'll be doing this with both sides of the stethoscope. So I'll use my diaphragm first. And I'm going to start at the aortic pulse, which would be your S1. Then I'll go to your pulmonic pulse, your pulmonic valve. Then I'll go to your Erb's point, the mitral valve, and then your tricuspid, okay? And I'll start by, always try, I kind of don't visualize his, but you always want to look for that's the first. And then with him, I have to come a little closer to here. And then that's going to be my second. Just come over right here. Listen. And I'm listening for any irregular rate, any irregular rhythm. And I'm also listening for any bruise, or any abnormal sounds, which I don't hear right now. Then I'm going to just come straight across to the left side and check the pulmonic valves. And I'm checking this for the same thing. I don't hear any thrills. Then I'm going to come down to my third and fourth intercostal and listen to my Erb's point. And at this area, I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath and blow it out. And I'm listening for S2. See if I can hear S2. And that's with both of the aorta and the pulmonic valve closing at the same time. So if you take a deep breath and blow it out. And I didn't hear any abnormal sounds when he did that. Then I'm going to come down to my fourth intercostal space. And I'm checking the mitral valve. I'll come on down a little bit more. And I don't hear any abnormal sounds. I'm also trying to see if I can hear any murmurs. Then I'm going to come over to the fifth intercostal space. I'm just going to lift this up a little bit. And I'm going to listen for the tricuspid. This is where you hear your S2. Your S. And I didn't hear anything. And now I know at the Erb points, that's supposed to be the S2 splitting. And I didn't notice any splitting with that. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the velamascope, and this will give me a more exam for murmurs and any other sounds that I could have missed. This is part of your apical pulse process. And I'm listening for murmurs and any other abnormal sounds that I miss using my bell. And I'm just gonna slide to the herbs. Then I'm gonna come on down 3 and 4, just leaving the bell of the scope there, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, making sure I don't miss any sounds. And I'm gonna come over to the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th one. Okay, now I'm gonna listen to the aortic, abdominal aortic pulse. And in this, I'm checking for thrills and making sure I don't hear any abnormal sounds. So that's any swishing. And so far, everything sounds within range, Xavier. Now I'm going to go ahead and I didn't say this at the beginning of the video, but normally at the beginning of the video, we go ahead and check your blood pressure in both arms, lying and sitting, and then we do a comparison to make sure that you're getting the right readings, okay? So right now I'm going to go ahead and do your peripheral examination. So it'll start off with an inspection. I'm checking to make sure that the color of his arms are the same. I'm checking to make sure that his hands, color of his hands are the same. I'm also going to lean it back so we can see his legs. I'm going to check to make sure that his legs and his feet color are the same. And after that, then I'll come back and just feel the warmth of both sides with comparison, making sure that they're both the same. Doing the same thing with his hands, with his legs, and his feet. They're both cold, I guess, sitting in this room. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start checking his pulses to make sure they're okay. I'm going to start out with the radial pulse of both arms. And then I'm going to compare. Okay, if they're both equal. And on the pulse, I'm checking for bruise. I'm checking for the intensity of the pulse, and I'm also checking to see how fast the pulses are going and how slow the pulses are going. So I'm checking his radial pulses right now. Then I'm gonna palpate for his femoral pulses. For camera purposes, we'll just leave everything covered, but normally you'll go in the femoral area and you'll check the pulses to compare each side. And of course it'll be difficult through the clothing, but in a normal setting he would have his clothes off. And then we're going to come back and I'm going to check the dorsal pediis pulse on both feet. And then I'm going to check the posterior tibial pulse on both feet. And I'm checking the intensity, and I'm also checking to see if they're equal, and they are. So next I'm going to check the nail bed of his capillary refill. In a normal capillary refill, they should fill back up in less than 3 seconds. And here's refilling fine on the right hand. So we're going to check the left hand. And here's the refilling fine on the left hand. Now we're going to check his feet. Check all his toes. And they're feeling fine on that beat. And now I'm going to listen to his femoral pulses to check, to make sure I don't hear any abnormal sounds such as thrills. And any turbulence. I'm listening also for turbulence sounds. And at the beginning of the video, when I was doing the palpation, and I didn't check for lifts and leaves, and I'm gonna go back and do that now. So I'm checking for thrills, and I'm also checking for lifts and leaves, and that will be when I put my hand, if his heartbeat was bringing my hands up like that, that will let me know that something was to look further into the details. I'm going to go back now and check his popliteal pulses. If you bend your leg just a little bit for me. And we do that on both sides to make sure. Okay, and I just want to do a Homan's test on you. So just let me know if this bothers you. Any pain?
No.
In the Homan's test, we check to make sure they don't have, this right here will let us know that they don't, if they have any tenderness in their calf, then it could be a suspicion for DVT. Do you have any questions about anything that I've done today?
No.
Okay, that ends your exam. Thank you for letting me do your exam.